that I wanted. I ain't gonna try to explain it the way it said it was. No, that Mercedes was a waste, but I wanted it, so I drive it because it's what I like. The Rolex was a waste. It keeps the same time as the timepiece. But it's what I wanted. The BMW can do the same thing the Yugo can do. 1990. But I get mine for $600 bonus when I don't have to pay. That's a disclaimer. This is not about body by body.
It's just it.
So, when you got a pause button and you buy what you want to buy, because now that's not any type of rationalization. Okay? So you pause and then you recognize what you're doing. So income is where you want to pause. Because you got a choice to either go here and out the window, or here if you got good credit, to go out the window. But we've got to learn to think like the wealthy, and that is go income to automatically say, what am I going to do with this? Invest it. You know? Let me ask you a question. By a show of hands. Actually, somebody got a dollar. Pull out a dollar. Pull out a dollar. Let's pull out a dollar. Everybody pull out a dollar. Pull out a dollar. And actually, and as you guys pulling it out, each one of you pulling it out, give me 1, 2, give me 4 volunteers. Give me 5 volunteers. 5 volunteers.
All right, we get one lady.
And nobody else. And y'all, how many of y'all have seen me speak before? Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get one more bit. Yep. You get this thing out of the way. Now, Keith, make sure you get this, brother. You might want to move around. You might shift. You might need a shift. You may need to shift to the very back right there. So, everybody got a dollar out? Everybody got a dollar? I want you to look at that. I want you to really look at it. I want you to tell me what it is that, tell me what it is. You guys need to do the same thing. Y'all looking at it, you doing things. What is that? What is that? Paper? Okay, put it away. Put it away. Put it away. How about you? Just tell me what you got.
Piece of paper.
Okay, that's 2 for 2. Papers. Put it away. How about you? Put it away.
Paper.
Paper. Put it down. Paper. I'm trying to see if I got one. See if I got one. Put it down. Put it down.
4 quarters.
Ha-ha! There's another metric, right? Put it down. How about you? Paper. There you go. There you go. From the audience, what do you got? What do you see?
100 pennies.
Okay, 100 pennies. 100 pennies. Okay. What about this? Paper.
But it has a different value than this one.
Back up this way. Back up.
That's an opportunity.
But it has a different
A
value.
different value, right?
See an opportunity.
That's right.
What are you
Talking
talking
about
about?
a value. See that in
Huh?
the speech?
Number 1.
Opportunities. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Dinner.
Dinner! Now. What do you see? What do you see?
Admission to the Nate Scott experience.
Admission to the next level. There you go, for the benefit of excellence. Yes, yes. Guys, powerful, powerful. How many, see again, your relationships, income, expenses, assets, liabilities. Someone has said this was an asset.
I do.
Who did? There you go, there you go. You know, it's got,
Know what I see?
Jackson, what you got?
From your head to my head.
From little hands to
That's right.
I see a blessing.
That's right.
Guys, you're right. You're right. You know, for many people out here today, I mean, there's so confusion. I mean, but we see it every day. We have it in our hands all the time. Thoughts lead to feelings, lead to actions, lead to results. I'm open and receptive to any ideas and people that will help me to achieve my goal of financial freedom. Talking about I'm worth $100,000 per month. Things that you said mind-wise and things that you do on a daily basis. The things that I know you believe, I can tell by the actions that you put forth. That pause button, income, assets, income, assets, income, assets, income, assets. How many of you, by a show of hands, believe that this here this here thing, that people are ready to give you this thing? How many believe that there are opportunities right now and abound? You saw people driving up today, you saw people on the side of the road?
Yeah.
I thought about it. I said, how many people, who verified that they had some type of cause?
Nobody.
Same thing.
I'm like,
That's right.
some shirts on.
That's
Exactly.
right.
How many of you really, I mean, do you believe that there are people out there that are ready to give you this? I mean, really, do you really believe that there are people out there and things right now where people are ready to actually give you this?
Yes. Yes.
You have what they want.
Value. See, the marketplace will give you based on the value that you deliver. I mean, the value that you deliver is determined by your knowledge and your skill. How many of you really believe that there are people out here ready to give you this all day long? Huh? You believe it? I mean, really, how many do you really, I mean, how many of you really believe that? And how do I know that you believe that? How many people out there really believe that there are people out there that right now, in this day and time, I mean, right now, today, in the moment, are ready to give you this?
Yes.
All day long. And we struggle so much. We struggle trying to figure it out. And then we don't even struggle because we give up and say it was too hard. How many of you heard about that?
Yes.
And then we say it takes money to make money, right?
Yeah.
Hear those types of things. What else have we heard? You know, things that we just repeat in our head and that drives our behavior. But do you really believe, I mean, really, do you really believe that there are people out there ready? You don't, do you? No. Why?
Because you're not doing what it takes to make sure that happens.
Okay, what would be an example of doing something that it takes?
Be persuasive in wherever you trying to sell to someone to get the money.
Wow, wow, being persuasive. You're talking about work. You're trying to get them to do something.
Right, you just said give it to you just because.
Wow, but what if that were the case? I mean, what if there are people right now ready to just give you money? I mean, do you believe it? Do you think that if you believed it, you would actually take action? I mean, really, if you believed it, you would, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Why don't we believe it? Wow, been taught differently.
Program.
Program, right? What'd you say, Quincy? Got to work hard for it. How hard is someone trying to write a lottery ticket? I mean, have you ever walked around and actually saw money on the ground?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Picked it up quick.
How hard was that? Can you see that the universe is ready to give it to you? Can you believe that you actually can attract things by your thoughts and it actually comes to fruition?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going on in each one of your life, but how many of you have been praying for something as a breakthrough of some sort? Well, see, then faith without works is
Dead.
So one of the things that's required is that not only do you pray about it, but then you got to take action.
Right.
You got to actually believe it,
Faith to work.
and then you got to be aware, and you got to be ready and be open and receptive to the fact that there are people out there right now that are ready to give you, I mean, right now ready to give it to you. But the only way that I know what you believe is by the actions that you take or that you don't take. Do you believe that?
Yeah.
See, I know what you believe by what you do. I mean, it doesn't matter. It can be all around, and it is. It's all around us. I mean, all around us, ready to be given over. But yet we don't respond. We don't believe it. And so, I mean, really, who really believes that? I mean, who really believes that financial abundance is right there, ready and waiting for you? Really? 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 Yes, what?
It's just hard to like disassociate the working component to it just being there and available to grab.
Wow.
It's hard for me to just take out the working component from
Deal with
it,
that.
the thought. It sounds good, but just to say I don't have to work for it, it's a bit far-fetched.
Wow. And work is a relative term. Yes.
I believe it. And you attract the type of people that you are, and how can I say this? What you believe you attract. And so if you, like for a long time, I used to tell my husband, I said, I believe, God, that we would eventually meet millionaires a long time ago. And as soon as I did that, I attracted those type of people to us. We had an opportunity to meet and associate and do some dealings with the Weavers and things like that. I mean, but it was because of what I believed that I felt that I attracted that to me. And some other millionaires that we talked to, we don't. But it was because I believed it.
Wow.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Thoughts lead to feelings, lead to actions, lead to results. Thoughts lead to feelings, lead to actions, lead to results. I mean, there's some people out there that are working so hard trying to give it to you and trying to set you up for success to get you to break through. And they're working really hard, but you're not even stepping forward. You're not even stepping forward to actually take what they're actually prepared to give to you. I mean, they wave it right in front of you to try to give it right there to you, but yet we still do nothing. We still stand still. That's a programming.
That's right.
That's programming. We're socialized in that manner.
That's it.
I mean, it's right there before us for us to do something with, but yet we don't even respond. It's right there before us to have, yet we don't do anything whatsoever, no matter how blatant it is. Each and every day.
Does that have something to do with who you are associating with?
Absolutely. And the biggest thing you're associated with is a person in the mirror.
That's right.
Yep.
Right there, just around all day long. I mean, amazing what happens. We just don't have any clue about what. I know what you believe by what you do. I know what you believe by what you do or
What you don't do.
don't do. Time out.
No, now I saw
So
that.
pause. So let's talk about
I bet so.
Yeah, me too.
Let's talk. Pause.
He
Pause.
didn't make the decision
Pause.
to grab it.
Pause.
Oh, wow.
So who actually got the 20?
Why did you get it?
Because I grabbed it first, because y'all told me to.
Yes,
we
influenced
told
by
him.
her.
I was listening to you talking. I was.
I kept seeing it wave.
I did too. I kept seeing it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was wondering who's gonna grab it.
But I was like, the way he's waiting.
So let's talk. Let's talk about our thoughts and how we do and how we process and what we don't do and all those things that keep us standing still.
I can say something that jumped out to me.
Yes,
right off
please.
the bat. The automatic thing, subconsciously for everybody, is he's not meaning that I don't have to do something for him. Which is what she said.
What she
When I say
said,
associate
exactly.
is separation from work and receiving.
Right.
And even though it's right in front of my face,
Yes.
and there for me to just reach out and grab,
Yes.
that can't be the case.
Yes.
It's got to be something
Gotta be
extra.
something
Got to be
else to
something
it.
more.
Gotta be a catch. Yes, sir. Yes.
I saw what you did.
Okay.
But you know what? And I.
You did.
And I did this. This is what I said. I wasn't raised to take other people's money like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Listen to the language.
Yeah.
Listen to the language. And listen to the language
But
I
then when you
said.
went back that way,
What was I saying?
I let that one get away.
This is what I said. I wasn't raised to take.
Yes.
And what was I saying the whole time?
Give it.
Ready for you.
Yeah.
Waiting to give it to you.
But also, and it could be the programming of society, to me, is even though it's there for you to get it and you're giving it, it's always in the back of your mind something else is going to happen behind it. So what do I have to? Yeah, the negativity.
So now let me show you the power of what I said earlier when I was teaching you about how to communicate with the group. There's something in my mind that makes me feel that way. Because it ain't a you blanketed statement. So that's the breakthroughs I want each and every one of you to receive, to get. What is holding you back individually? Because it ain't everybody. And so we like to communicate with as if it's groups.
Wow.
See, when you got someone and talking, no, science of getting rich. Science of getting rich. Book, Science of Getting Rich.
The science.
The Science of Getting Rich. You can actually download it.
The science.
The Science of Getting Rich.
SIGN? Is that what you
The
said?
Science of Getting...
the science.
Yeah, The Science of Getting Rich. Now, that book, and why I'm highlighting that right now is because if you got someone in the same city in the same business, in the same industry, having success and you're not, they're doing something that you're not doing. Period. And so that mindset, thoughts lead to feelings, lead to actions, lead to results. And the language that we use. I wasn't raised to take. See, that's not taking. There are people out now ready to actually bless you. And they're ready to actually pour into you. This is an example. That's what I'm doing here. That's what I do every day at 6 a.m. There are people like me that are ready to give and pour into. And the thing that you don't understand, most people don't get, is that the more successful people don't hoard.
Wow.
See, a true measure of our success is not what we keep. A true measure of our success is what we give. Success is meant to be given, but to those that are deserving of the gift. We don't waste our time. We're short with our time and our words. We don't spend that time trying to appease. No, we're not time wasters. And so what you have is, when I say giving, you can do something call up someone and simply say, hey, excuse me, sir, ma'am, could I take you to lunch? I really have a great deal of respect to you. I was wondering, would you mind sharing just now with me and letting me know how you got to where you're at? Think about the words and think about how one feels when they get something like that. Powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what do you think the natural thing is going to say?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So what else? What else did you experience up here? What kept you from not taking a step?
To tell you the truth, I think it boils down to one word: trust. And I say this: some of us is doing this business right now, or that's diligent. You have to first trust what you're doing.
What business is that? Because everybody's in here not in business. This is the, yeah.
What I just invested in.
Okay, the network marketing.
Network marketing.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, this is not, okay.
So trust really is the key. If you don't trust what you're doing, and you have doubt, you're going to be afraid to go out there. And when you step in front of that person that you want to bring as a prospect, they don't trust you. Because between the both of you, if you both don't have no trust, you're going to lose that person, because we talk about the speed of trust. If you trust what I'm trying to tell you, and you trust and you believe what you're doing, then it's going to come. And you're not worried about it. You keep on moving. But most people get in that slump. Oh, I hit the barrier, so this is just not for me.
So now reflect that back to you and tell me how you make that yours, your statement as far as what it meant, and how does what you just not communicated to the group refer back to you. So is that the way you feel?
That's the way I feel.
Okay. That's the way you feel.
Yes.
Okay. Y'all receive that?
Yes.
You understand? Yes.
Not disagreeing, but
Disagreeing with what?
with what Jeff said, but
And you can't really, because see, he said
that's his opinion, right?
See,
That's his
understand?
opinion.
Do you feel
But-
now why?
But my
Okay.
opinion, I mean, as far as trust, I've had very close friends who have enjoyed me, but I've had people that I don't know that were open and receptive as soon as I said, you know, have you heard of the challenge or something? They were open to listen what I was saying, but I've had friends who I've known since first grade who are like, no, I don't want to do it. No, I don't need to hear about it. But a complete stranger who doesn't trust me, but was open and receptive to listen to what I'm saying. So some people are open and receptive, and some people just aren't.
That's a powerful thing. Now understand. Now, so she mentioned something. So she's relating something to her specific business, and in turn, how she experiences some people saying yes and some people not saying yes. Okay. Yes.
One of the things that that jumped out to me about all of them in the scenario that the analogy we just saw, the example we just saw, is we're often afraid of getting out of the boat and being the first. And I noticed when Quincy rapped, everybody rapped. So it was almost as if to say, it's okay because others are doing it, which gets us right back into the same thing that got us in this boat now. It's the mindset of everybody else. Society.
So now let me ask you the question: what was the benefit of your taking the step?
He got the most.
Say it again.
He got the most.
He got what?
He got the most.
Right. Right. The first.
first mover's advantage. He's the one that took the step. He was the one deserving of it. That's how opportunity happens. You understand?
And believe it or not, sorry not to go too deep, but and believe it or not, he learned something about the process that they didn't. Even though they learned it from seeing him,
Yes.
which is totally different from him being the first to step out.
And my understanding is that he learned by help.
Right, 'cause I wish I had read first.
By help.
She knew what to do, but she didn't take advantage of it.
Wow.
Because we weren't in the
Yeah,
same
we thought he was
arena.
specific. We
And
were so close.
so
that
just,
we-
okay,
we-
so good, let me
So
help.
we was like,
Okay.
And I'm like,
I was like, he waited, he's trying to get somebody else. So he like, back in, he ought to grab that
and then I
guy.
saw my dad, like, and I thought he was playing around, but you know, it's like,
Yeah, he kept swinging it around. I
clear,
was like, somebody just
with
stab
clear,
him.
decisive action. If you would have went with his first thought, you would have had 20 bucks.
Yeah. Dave, what's your story?
I'm more like Quincy Senior there. You know, we was taught not to, take other people's possessions or anything like that. That's just
That's good. That's good raising.
That's just how we were raised.
That's good raising. I would say you hold on to that.
We grew up, you didn't lock your doors or anything like that.
Now hear what I'm saying. Now
Your
hear-
windows and stuff.
Hear what I'm
Stay
saying.
with
That
your
is good raising.
Maybe not financially.
Well, no, you don't want to go around taking
Right.
people's stuff.
Giving and taking are two different concepts.
Giving and taking is different.
Or should we say receiving something?
Now that's where, and I know a lot of people have that hang up. Some people can't even receive a compliment. Right?
You look good at what you mean by that.
Right.
Oh, you look great in that today. Well,
Right.
I looked bad yesterday. There you go.
Yeah. Or, oh, he's trying to hit on me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Or it could be self-work. Because someone like, wow, that's a nice shirt. Oh, this old thing?
Right.
Just take the compliment.
Just take the compliment and say thank you.
Yes.
Right, right. Okay. Was that good or was that good?
That was
Yeah, I was
great.
really
All
good.
right. Give me a hand.
Hey, Quincy got his conference.
So I shared that
On behalf of
the house.
and so what you got, exactly. You're talking about a return on investment already, right?
That's good.
He invested, he came out. You know? You see, that's powerful. See, now, what it can do is, the question is, and it goes back to what Pastor Weston said about earlier. So now he's just received income that he didn't go do anything, that he didn't pay, that he didn't have to do anything extra for. He had to show up. And he had to take action. You see, that's right there a basic law, a basic principle. He first had to show up. He had to at least be in the room. You got to be in the room in order to even benefit from what goes on there. You know, it's amazing when people try to get answers from me about, well, what are you going to talk about? Right? My dear friend, she was talking, but she didn't know who I was.
didn't know, and I was like, oh my God. But I said some good things to you about him.
Well, let me tell you what. So, did you saw me? What did you observe?
That she was saying that she was invited out and she talked to the presenter on the phone last night. He was like, "Oh, really? Well, what'd you think about it?"
And it was you.
Because I had never seen him before.
I said, well, how was he? I said, I hope it was good. Was it a good guy? Oh my goodness. You want to check. I wouldn't have come up here if I was begging. So I'm so happy to have you out here. Yeah, because I was getting text messages from your nephew or somebody.
Yeah, Jonathan, he's a close friend of ours.
Yeah.
And I know that I've been knowing him.
Well, that's what's happening. I was interested. She told me that. You know, it was, I get a text message from Jonathan asking me, what's it about?
So I called him up, I said, man, I sent you you know how I am. I sent you the text message that had the website. Go to the website, the information on the website, if they go register, that's where the information is going to be. So he goes back, looks at it, and then shoots me a text message. Awesome. I just need to know if you're going to be talking about that company, bye. I said, Suzanne, you need to call Jonathan and tell Jonathan you don't need to be contacting me about something, trying to get me to explain. So that was the dialogue that took place. You know, so you gain something when you come out to stuff. You got to get in the game. You got to get in the game. That's really the takeaway I want you all to have. You know, get in the game. Get in the game of life. Get in the game of life. When there's something that's free and it's information, get in the game. You don't know what things you're going to open up from, the relationship that you'll be able to establish. But more importantly, I told you that the great stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, biz, you know, a lot of times where you're at right now prevents you from doing all that other stuff. But here's what I want to tell you. You, Y-O-U, there's nothing that stops any individual to start becoming an asset. Get a library card. My life shifted when I went into a room full of happy people. In 1996, that's when I got introduced to network marketing. It was a week I graduated from West Point. I went into that room open-minded. In turn, I learned about personal growth. I learned to pick up books and go to seminars. I learned about being around successful people. I'd never been exposed to it my whole life. Here I was, former enlisted soldier, already had a West Point degree, engineering sociology, had never learned about just simply picking up books and learning about successful people. You see, that's where the driver comes from. And so when I learned that, and I speak around the world, I tell people, take away my West Point degree, take away my MBA from George Washington University, take away my financial planning background from Georgetown University. When I learned about just going and learning from successful people, that shifted my whole life financially. And so this is what you do. See, the marketplace will pay you based on the value that you deliver. And your value is determined by your knowledge and your skill. There's nothing that prevents us from developing our knowledge and our skill at all, except for laziness. You see? And so when you learn that, then you can choose the subject in which you want to master. So if the thing that consumes you the most, that you're most concerned about, happens to do finances, then why not become a student of finances? What does the word say about the children of man and the difference?
You're getting into my section, but yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to leave it right
wiser than the children of light.
Okay, so there you go. Be an asset. Income to assets. To create more income. To assets. To create more income. You see how that flows? That then gives you the ability to go do the other things. You see, when I tell people about my Rolex, I say I didn't buy my Rolex. My tenants bought it. When I had the SL500 and the Hummer and the BMW X5, all those things, I said I didn't buy that stuff. So don't get confused about my stuff and then get yourself in a jammed up position because you're trying to live that way. And see, when you have that behavior and you have that soundness, then what happens is if things go south, you're not in the tank personally. You're not feeling beat up about yourself because you didn't hang your title on the stuff. You see what I'm saying? And so that's when you're strong. Your confidence is always there because you know that you have more in you than anyone can ever take because you can always repeat it. See, if I tell you, you forget. But if I teach you, you remember. But if I involve you, you will learn. That's what the intent is of exchanges like this, to involve you in the process. And there's nothing better in the process of learning than making a habit of every day growing and learning. Because see, if you are focusing on you, you can learn about those other assets and those other subjects. But more importantly, what you can do is learn to associate with people that are smarter than you or that have the knowledge in those particular areas. And then what you do is you make your contacts your assets.
Say that again.
You make your contacts your assets. That movie Pursuit of Happiness, the guy comes up in a red sports car and he stops and Will says, hey, I got 2 questions for you. What do you do and how do you do it? And the guy says, I'm a stockbroker. Will says, oh, I guess you got to go to college for that. The guy says, no, not really. All you got to do is be good with people and good with numbers. We all can learn how to be good with people. Here's a note. How to win friends and influence others.
How to Win Friends and Influence Others, another book.
I got a book on that. I got that one.
Nope,
That's in my nook.
nope, not John C. Maxwell. That's an old book.
That's all.
How to Win Friends and Influence.
Yeah, nice, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to home in on that. How to Win Friends and Influence Others. How to Win Friends, I don't remember. It said
It's
influence
people.
people. Okay.
How to Win
How to
Friends
Win Friends and Influence People.
Right.
How to
Thank you.
influence people.
How to Win
Dale
Friends
Carnegie.
and Influence
There you go.
People.
Thank
Oh,
you.
instead of,
Dale Carnegie. Thank you.
Is
Thank you.
it Carnegie?
Yeah. Okay, so,
Nate,
Yeah,
not to interrupt you.
please, please.
When we was up there, you said that other book, what was it, the science?
Science of Getting Rich. So, you all have that sheet in your hand. What I would encourage you to do is play that game in life. Put your income down, put your expenses down, put your assets down, put your liabilities down. And the object of the game is to get out of the rat race. And the way you get out of the rat race is that you have more passive income than you have in your expenses. So if you look at that sheet, what your object of your game is to get more passive income, and passive income is generated from your assets. So that you have more passive income than your expenses. If you do that, then you're financially free. Okay? So how do you play it out? You play it out very simply like this. You start out with, let's say you have a job, and your job you paid $5,000 a month. And from that $5,000 a month, you have some monthly expenses. And let's say your house, a mortgage of what, $1,500? And whatever else. I don't know what else you got. Let's call it a total of $3,000 coming out in expenses. Okay? So your cash flow ends up being $2,000. Make sense?
Yes.
And so your expenses are tied to whatever. Let's say you are in the middle class, so you got expenses. All these expenses roll up to your